Hello, everybody. Hope all is great. Hey, now, sorry I've been away for a little bit. I've been trying to get over the tax season. So we left talking about red flags in business. Hey, everybody. Okay. We left talking about the red flags. So we're going to continue to pick up on the red flags that is stopping you from getting out there. Now, you know, AI is out here on the scenes. We're not going to talk about AI today, but that is going to be in another video. It'll be in a couple of days. So we will be talking about some AI information to help you to scale in business and to help you make your life easier. So if you're on the sidelines of starting a business, please, please, please don't let what's going on with the advancement of new opportunities, new creativity, new things. Don't be like Blockbuster. Don't be like all these other places that just stayed of Books a Million and all those places that didn't advance and didn't come up with new technologies. Don't be like Radio Shack. Don't be like any of those places that you can't that you can't that you can't advance in this economy, in this world of what's going on in business. Okay, don't do that. So now we're going to talk about a few more red flags, just a few more that will hinder you from being the best you can be, from growing at a magnificent business. And I'm looking, I have more than one platform going here, so I'm trying to see if anybody have any questions as I'm discussing this. So this is not going to be such a too long a video, but I definitely want you to know. I'm Biz Strategist Sandy, and I'm here to help you make all your dreams and your goals a reality. Thanks for the love over here. And TikTok link. Thank you so much. So I'm here to help you to get out of your head, get those thoughts out of your head, and be the best you can be. Because whether you're working a 9 to 5 or any of those things, I know you have a desire to be the best you can be. You have a desire to create something. You're not only, I know you're just not only thinking about building for someone else legacy and you're not thinking of your own. I know you're, but I know you're not thinking that way. And so that's why I'm here to make you think a little bit deeper, and hopefully if we can make you better and get you together, we're gonna do that, okay? All right, stay humble in the process, okay? Don't achieve all this success and then get a little arrogant. We ain't gonna do that, okay? No, we don't do that over here. All righty. Well, now the first thing I definitely want to discuss with you is some of the red flags that you are really, really not paying attention to, or if it hadn't happened to you and you're new in business, please avoid these things that I'm going to discuss with you so you can be very successful in this new ecosystem and this new economy and all of the new atmosphere that is out here now, okay? All right, so we want to make sure that you are on point. Okay. Now, some of the hitting red flags that can keep you from going to the next level in your business can another word I'm going to use is going to be scaling in your business, being able to advance in your business, being able to pivot in your business. So these are interchangeable words that you might hear me say. They all going to mean the same thing for you. Okay. Now, we in business, we need long-term growth. And this red flag, or these red flags that I'm going to mention to you, it may keep you from the long-term growth if you don't look and see, or if you don't pay attention to some of these things that I'm going to say. Now, I'm going to say this to you too. Every day in your business, you need to be doing something that's going to move the needle to the next level. Every day in your business, not just one day, then get on it in the next 2 days. Every day you need a plan, you need a to-do list, and you don't need it all in your head. You need it on paper. You need something that's going to move you to the next level in the next phase. And so a business will not sustain itself. If you start that business, you got to nurture that business every day. Put in the comment, nurture. Nurture. N-U-T-U-R-E. Put that in the comment for me, if you don't mind. put that in there. You have to nurture that business. And you have to, what does nurturing look like? Nurturing look like checking your metrics every day. Checking to see. I'm not talking about the likes and all of that kind of stuff. I'm talking about going behind the scenes because a lot of things happen behind the scenes, especially when you're using social media. And not only that, if you have a brick and mortar business, knowing what you did the day before, what you sold, what you didn't sell, what sometimes let me tell y'all this. In business, there's a lot of factors that take into play. It could have been raining where you live one day. If you have a brick and mortar, it could have been raining and maybe the sales were down because of the weather. Maybe something else was going on that people had, they redirected their attention to something else. It could have been, hey, your president said something that could have made the stock market go crazy and everybody's a little depressed today, okay? It could be anything. And so each day has its own what? Issues. And the Bible says that. Look, worry about today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. And so this is one of the things too. This is a red flag that you should not do. Nurture your bit. Please don't neglect it. Nurture your business in that way and grow, grow, grow your business and have things set in place. So what I just mentioned, you can go back and check them. And what I'm talking about now is systems. Have systems in place. Have some systems in place for your business, okay? Have systems in place. And so if you have systems in place, then it'll run smoothly. It'll run so smoothly. Ooh, you'll be just floating and gliding along the way. And it'll be less stress for you because things you won't experience the element of surprise because a lot of times in business a lot of people experience the element of surprise. Yeah, they do. And so you don't want to be surprised. Okay, so let's continue. And then also, you don't want this to happen to you in business. You don't want to grow too fast because one, you can ruin your reputation in business. And so stop focusing on trying to grow, go viral or stop. Just take it slow. You want repeat customers. You don't want the what you want. You don't want a one day stand or one night stand, do you? Those are not good in business. Those are not good in life, period. So you don't want those kind of things. You want a lasting customer. So you have to nurture that. That goes back to number one, what I mentioned. You have to nurture a customer. You have to nurture your business. And the rest is gonna it's everything's gonna take care of itself because that customer is gonna come back and come back and come back. Because once you get a person to buy from you, and the studies and the stats show that it's easier for them to open their purse or open their credit card or a wallet or whatever to you again versus you having to recruit someone else or to get a new customer in your business. Okay. And so don't neglect that. All right. Alrighty. Now, so let's kind of dive a little deeper into the things that I just gave you three that I wanted to talk about. But let's I know I am. Yeah, Michael say I'm so right. Yeah, it is. It's so important for you in business. And so I know these things may sound a little minute, little, oh, this is that they're just basic stuff, but that is so important because these major companies out here, they live by this stuff and they live by the principles that comes with what I'm saying to you. Okay? They live by this. Big corporations, companies that have grown over the years, they live by these things that I'm saying to you. Now, and the main red flags are, and I'm gonna give you some solutions to these, and then we'll go ahead and go because I gotta take my grandson to the barber shop. Okay. So anyway, no operating infrastructure. And like I mentioned to you earlier, you have to have your ecosystem together. What does that look like? That look like you having ways that people can pay you. You having something like maybe a website up or a landing page and things that you can communicate with people, ways that you can email them, ways that you can text message them. whatever that is for them to get into your world. And then educational pieces too, like I'm doing now. I'm educating you guys on some things. I can chop this video up and put it all over the place. That's a part of my ecosystem, because that's some those are that's some tools that I have that will do that, right? And the next thing is don't have a red flag of you not being successful in this, in this growth area of your businesses, not having a way to retain your customers. Let me tell you something. Don't keep it up here, you guys. Write it down. And that's why I always discuss business planning. Business planning is not only just having a business plan, or I'm gonna get, for a loan or grants or whatever. No. And see, these things that I'm telling you is going to be part of your money making strategies. Okay, I'm big strategy Sandy. I strategically do stuff, Hunty. I strategically do things. And when someone come to me and they want me to like do it like yesterday and today, I'm not the one, because I'm looking for the long term client. I want the client that's going to say, "Hey, I want to work with her, but I want to work with her on a long term status." It's just like, when I am working with clients and I'm working on business grants for clients, or I'm looking into that. That's a long term thing. It's not, quick, fast, and in a hurry. That is it. It's not that. And so we have to know what's going to be the long-term strategy, because the retention of a client and a customer, it comes with strategies. Okay. Now, the next red flag that will definitely cause you not to scale your business is going to be you're not thinking of a long-term goal. And that long-term goal can be what, 3, 6, 9 months, and just thinking until like now. You should be really thinking about the holiday season coming up. Ordering, if you're in a brick and mortar, or if you have a product that let's say you have a product and you may sell body lotions, no, body cream, body butters, any kind of product you have. If it's seasonal, and then you if you getting want to get ready for the holiday season, you should be thinking about that now. You should be already really start ordering your products now, or the raw materials or whatever you need. You should be doing that now. Not waiting until we're in April now, not waiting until like July or August to do that. No, that's time for you to pretty much get ready for your campaigns, for your marketing campaigns, or any of those sorts of things. So you have to be long-term thinking if you're in business. If you want to be successful and you want to scale, these are some of the things that you need to do. Okay? All right. Are you with me so far? Everybody, are you listening? Any questions so far? Any questions over here? Because I definitely want to answer them. I can break. Yeah. Okay. What's your question? Give me a question so I can. Oh, you were just saying you okay. You understand. Oh, oh, I'm talking about a question about what we're talking about. I've been in my tax season. I've been doing taxes. Yeah, I've been doing taxes this season, and it's been a good season. So hadn't had a chance to get on social media really. Yeah, been busy. So tax season for me is kind of like, low level right now. I've been on, well, I haven't been live, but I think I've been posting. Yeah, I've been posting. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go, if you, yeah, like I said, ask your questions and I'll see them. Yeah. So ask your questions. So now I will, let me give you some steps to take. So what we just talked about, some of the steps that I think that I can recommend that you take is, you know, developing your if you need to have anybody on your team, whether it be virtual or whatever, start thinking about the people that you're going to need you to help you, and create a budget. That way you can know how much it's going to cost you. Okay, go ahead. I think that it's kind of it's iffy a little bit. Somebody asked me, how do I think about the world taxing a lot? It's really not taxed a lot. It's just that you have to know how to use the tax code legally and to your benefit. Yes, it is. And it's definitely under this administration, like I said, from the beginning of when I first started this season with that. Yeah, it's geared towards the small business, well, not small businesses, the business world. And so a lot of clients that I work with this season, they had their business and they had, whether it was real estate or whatever, they had their business and they had their W-2 or they had their 9 to 5. Okay. And so it won't, yeah. And so working just to being a W-2 employee, it was not in favor for those workers because there were different guidelines that changed, and there were things that you could write off before that you couldn't write off this time. And so it kind of like it's a case by case basis when it comes down to a W-2 employee because some states had incentives, like some states gave credit to the ones that were renting versus owning a home, and it all depends on the state and all depends on what state my client was in because I dealt with a lot of states. It was just certain states that I didn't work with more so than others, but yeah. Either stored on. Oh, you mean that like for his personal tax? Well, they have. Well, I would say that's well. If you're a consumer, that that I can say that's the cost of doing business. And yeah, a lot of states have incentives too that you can write off your personal tax. You just got to keep up with your, what taxes you're paying. You feel like it's ridiculous. Well, yeah, and then just think about what does the state taxes go to help you navigate through this, through your way, because some state taxes is used to help you have a more better quality of life, meaning paying for roads, construction, things of that sort, paying, just helping the state to be able to run more efficiently and more better for the average consumer, for you because of you that you're living in that state. Yeah. So, you just got to know how to play it though, bro. You got to know how to play it. Okay? That's what it's about. You got to know how to play that. Yeah, you definitely have to know how to play it. And so, yeah. So that being said, yeah. So let me go ahead and give you a couple more. So keep your questions coming if you have some. Have you have some? Yeah, because I'm like I said, I got to get off in a few minutes. Um, Hiring, yeah, I think I left off when I was saying about hiring strategically, just having someone on your team, making sure that you knowing exactly what you're going to need, what's your budget going to be, and those kind of things like that. And then having your standard of operating procedures for what you're doing. That way you can, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, if you're in business, please, 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 please don't ever overlook the standard of operating procedures agreements for your business because it's going to help you stay on track and it's going to help you put boundaries, have boundaries, especially if you're going to work with teams, if you're going to work with other people, other companies, they can read your standard of operating procedures and then everything you save yourself a lot of headaches when you have say here's my I'll put them on your website or whatever and make sure that people understand them our consumers, customers, clients, whatever. If they understand those, and then it internally too. If you have people that are working with you, or you may contract something out, let them know that you have standard of SOPs, standard of procedures, and everybody be happy because you will have a mutual understanding. That them SOPs is just a mutual understanding. And hey, and with all that getting, the word says get understanding. With all thy getting, get understanding. And you save on the arguments, you save on the disagreements, you save on so much if you have standard of operating procedures. Yes, right. Push the dream. Yes, you definitely will. So, because I'm the type, I'm not going to argue with anyone about anything with what I know. Now, I don't know it all, and I'm still learning every day, but I won't argue with you. I will not, absolutely won't waste my time. And so, yeah. And so yeah, so let's make sure of that. Yeah, since you asked that question. Yeah. And so anyway, also a couple more things I do want to tell you before I go. Listen, do some quarterly planning. Quarterly planning is every 3 months. Just do that. And then as things come to your mind and you can write them down and then say, well, I handle this next quarter, not this quarter. And so you won't just be grasping at things when you already got some things lined up in place for your business. And that way you can stay on track and you can be more productive and more successful and then you'll scale better. These are things that people don't talk about, y'all, but it's so important to have these things in place in your business world. Okay. All right. All right. Now I'm gonna go and I will be back in another video. I probably upload one tomorrow. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, just got a couple of things that like I said, I'm just coming down. I've just really had to get me some rest. And I'm back now to get back into things that I know that God has gifted me to do. And so all of you have gifts and talents. All of you have things that you were created here to do on this beautiful, beautiful earth and this beautiful world that God has created. Whoever you believe in, that's just your belief. I believe in God, and so that's who I'm gonna call on, okay? Because He woke me up this morning, not you. Okay, so if it don't take it personal, just reach your spiritual being. So, at any rate, I know that you were created for something greater that you are doing in this life for yourself right now. And look, just do remember that you were created for greatness. You have greatness within you. And don't let anybody tell you any differently. You can accomplish anything that you want. And I know that you have what it takes to make a difference in this world. Okay. Just find out what it is that you're supposed to do and get busy doing it. All right. Okay. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bye bye.